What's going on, y'all? Johnson Logic back for another video. Finally got my truck washed by the Blue Beacon by Mr. Jonathan. Super helpful guy. You know, it might be company policy to, you know, watch who you record, you know, under the age of 18, but it's also a YouTube rule as well. So definitely shout out to him right here in Carnesville. Definitely shout out to you. And like I said, hit me up on Instagram or YouTube, however you want to do. And man, when I tell y'all, it's like a whole new truck. Like, man, you just can't beat that. Anyway, I'm gonna get on down the road. What's going on, y'all? I apologize for not recording the past couple of days. I was a little under the weather due to the whole, I guess I didn't tell you guys, I fell asleep without turning on my bunk heater, and it was hot when I fell asleep, and it was 37 degrees when I woke up.
It's not video.
Sorry, Travis. But I'm feeling better, and actually I'm on this hazmat tote load. I'm in New York, and I actually happened to run into some people that I've met before. You guys know them as well. It's Matt and Liz from No Luck Trucking. So we ended up meeting, getting some breakfast, hanging out, catching up from, God, how long has it been since we hung out?
A long time.
A long time. Like,
it's been a while.
Well, I've been on Landstar 6 months, so it's at least been half a year.
Yeah.
So
Probably about a year.
Yeah, I think
about a year and something. Yeah, good Lord. We're getting old. Just catching up with them. We both hauling Landstar hazmat loads. We both have totes. So all tanker endorsements, hazmat endorsements. So hazmat's where it's at. But I'm gonna finish catching up with them. We both have to get down the road, so we'll catch in with you soon. Good morning again. I know this video is kind of like all over the place and broken up, but another successful dock. Backed in, blind side again. So the normal docks are here. My little storage facility is back in that cut over there. There's a tanker right there. But another successful delivery, or start of delivery. This place is small though. I can't remember the last time I was actually here in this area, but I'm in Massachusetts, and it's like I went to a pilot I haven't been to in a long time. It's still real nice from back when I first started. Shoot, it is just like, first of all, it's been a morning. It's been quite a morning. I overslept by about 30 minutes, and it put me 45 minutes behind. But I had an open appointment, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I gotta take these placards off. 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., not a big deal. Here's what it is. Now what I need to do is go ahead and prepare for my next load. Now that's gonna be, the next video is gonna be pretty cool, I hope. Yeah, I got a square on. But yeah, so a lot of you guys have been asking me in the comments about this camera system, and that's exactly what I just used. It's a blindside back in here, because I have a blindside camera right there. So I'm going to, I guess I'm going to need to do a review video, because I feel like I'm answering the same question like 7 times, 7, 8, 9 times, or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to actually do a review video on that when I get the chance. Oh goodness. Whenever I get the chance, I'll go ahead and do that. Outside of that, nothing else has really changed. It was cool seeing Matt and Liz. That's gonna be crooked because my truck's parked crooked. It was good seeing Matt and Liz yesterday for breakfast. Basically, I just finished driving yesterday, and by the time I pulled off, I didn't set it up for time lapse or anything, so I kind of went with it. Ooh, someone is disappointed because I'm in the door. Sorry for your bad luck. But yeah, it's, some of these agents, man. Some of these agents are just ridiculous. Like they don't have a job to do too. Like, Like, if I'm calling you about a job, I don't need to be placed on hold for you to be like, oh, hold on, let me find out more about it. Like, you should already know about it. If you're offering it, you should have all details ready. Like, I'm real close to stop taking broker freight, because that is, like, it's a waste of time. Like, you gotta put me on hold for 10 minutes so you can try and get in touch with somebody about details of the load, just to get me back on the phone and be like, sorry, you know, we don't work with Landstar, or, oh, we need metal floors on your trailer, or something ridiculous. Which, that one was stupid, because he was like, oh yeah, we only use metal floors. I was like, then why is it posted on the Landstar load board? Like, I know some of them have their own trailers, like the Reaper guys, but it's kind of crazy, because I wonder if he's looking for the receiving office. See if I can get him. You looking for receiving? Oh, looks like he's on the wrong side. But, dang, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I know some of our guys have like their own reefer trailers that have the metal floors, and I get that, but it wasn't posted correctly on the load board. You know, it's posted for a 53 van, you know, which is dry van. So I hung up with that agent, and like 25 minutes later, he called me back. He's like, oh, well, they said they could use wood floors. And I'm like, I mean, I'm booked now. Like, I don't have time to be playing phone tag with you. You know what I mean? Like, I got to make some money. But that was a couple days ago. He's a nice guy. It's like, New Jersey are okay people. New York are, I won't say, they're not the nicest people. I'm not going to say rude. But they're not the nicest people. But any further north, nicest people in the world. So crazy. But yeah, I shouldn't have to call you to have you start to do your job. Like, if you're offering the load, you should have the details of the load ready. Now, I understand you have a million loads that you need, you know, you're trying to cover, I'm sure. But, you know, at least have it ready. Like, if it's, you know what I'm saying? At least have the details where you don't have to place me on hold. Like, if you have to place me on hold to find the file, you know, that's fine. You know what I mean? But if you got to place me on hold because you got to call the customer, and then now you got to call the customer, and the customer's like, oh, you're taking too long to book the load, you know, we're going to reduce the rate by $600. And it's like, that's none of my fault. And two, you have it listed at, I think that load was going for like $4,400, I think it was. It's like, oh, the customer can only pay $3,900. And I was like, all right, click. Like, I'm not, it's not my fault that you lowered the rate, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing it. Now, I did have that happen on this next load as well. They lowered the rate down to something low because it was late being booked, but it was booked 2 days in advance. And I was like, okay, well, call me back if the customer changes their mind. And I hung up, and like 20 minutes later, hey, customer said that they, you know, they'll go ahead and do it. I'm like, yeah, I hope so, because that's what it's listed for. You know, they look at it and ask for more. So, I don't know. That's just my small little rant. Anyway, I need to get unloaded here. Actually, I need to actually trip plan for my next load, because I haven't done any of that. I've had to, it's been a weird kind of load, you know what I mean? It's like that first load left out from the terminal in Georgia, you know, got to a stopping point. It was kind of a weird rest kind of night. Like, I was, you know, I fell asleep, I got several phone calls, and then kind of stayed up for a couple hours, and I dozed back off for like an hour, and then I just woke up and I was awake, so I really didn't get that much sleep. And then that next day, or last night, after I met up with No Luck Trucking, like, I was able to sleep. Like, I was able to drive at least 2 Massachusetts from Virginia, and park at that Pilot. And when I did my trip planning for the rest of the load, I had 78 miles. You know, it was 4:30 p.m. last night. So I'm like, oh, I've got like 13, 14 hours before I gotta get up. So then I stayed up a little bit. I did some studying studying for Japanese, and then like I laid down to go to bed, you know, just watched a little bit of TV, dozed off, and I think I stayed asleep for maybe 4 hours. Then I was up, so then I had to get up, got a snack, you know, rehydrated myself, and went back to sleep. And then so I was able to finally rest for the night. But then I woke up this morning, you know, like 30 minutes before my alarm, and I was like, oh, I got 30 minutes. Dozed back off, and I oversleep my alarm. And I'm like, like there's no in between. Like it's either no rest or too much rest where I can't wake up. It's like, it's ridiculous. But like I said, it was open appointment window, so I wasn't late. But you know, it's just one of those things that you kind of have to kind of work on, or kind of one of those things that you have to deal with. I don't know if any other driver deals with it. I know some drivers do, but that's just what I've been dealing with lately. It's just either lack of sleep or or an abundance of sleep. But there's no middle ground. Hasn't been a middle ground lately. So hopefully, you know, tonight won't be as bad as, you know, last night. So here's hoping. But I just wanted to come wrap this video up. I know I didn't really talk about much, and the video was kind of all over the place. But we are going to get better at that. Like I said, I am feeling better now. It was like I wasn't sick. I was just like, you know, my nose is stuffy and running, and my throat was kind of scratchy. But you know, it took a day to get over it, basically. And I remembered to actually go to sleep with my bunk heater on so I don't freeze to death. So anyway, I'm gonna go and wrap this video up because I gotta call several people at Landstar with this next load, because I'm not really entirely sure what's going on with that. And I gotta do some trip planning. So, like I always say, y'all, if y'all think y'all might as well do it logically, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all continue to be safe and happy holidays.